Greetings to all our dear viewers and friends. In this video, 10Min MindShift will share with you a very real experience of my own about how we can speak wisely. Dear friends, speaking wisely is a keyword that's truly worth reflecting on. Why do we need to speak wisely? Let me give you an example. I'll present two scenarios and you tell me if they sound reasonable. The first scenario, imagine you're speaking but you constantly end up in arguments. Every time you say something, it turns into a quarrel. Or sometimes you don't even get the chance to argue because people ignore you, your words carry no weight, and no one listens to you. That's the first scenario. Now, the second scenario, imagine you speak, and a whole group listens attentively because what you say makes so much sense. On top of that, when you open your mouth, you don't offend anyone. You speak candidly, and everywhere you go, the people like you. So tell me, which scenario do you prefer, number one or number two? Even a child would pick number two. That's the result of wise communication, my friends. Today I'm going to share with you 5 experiences, simple and very practical, about how to speak wisely. Let's dive right in. Based on my real-life experience, to make this lesson easier to understand, I'll start with 2 very specific examples for the first 2 experiences. I'll give you powerful phrases that when you say them, I guarantee will transform your clumsy communication into wise communication. I'm serious, these first 2 are that specific because I know you need a foundation that's easy to grasp and shows immediate results. After those first 2 experiences, I'll guide you through the next 3 experiences for wise communication. These last 3 will be based on specific situations, meaning you learn one thing but can apply it to 10 different scenarios. It's like a formula. You'll learn general principles that you can apply to any situation in life to speak wisely. Now let's dive into the first practical experience. Experience. You won. This is a short but powerful phrase that when used makes it nearly impossible to argue with the person you're talking to. This powerful phrase is perfect for situations where someone initiates a conversation with you, especially when they're venting or want to confide in you. When you use this phrase, it's almost guaranteed you won't end up in a fight. Let me set up a scenario so you'll understand immediately. Imagine you're a guy and you have a girlfriend or wife. One fine day, your girlfriend or wife comes to you and vents, "Honey, my face is suddenly so itchy. I think it might be hives or something. I'm so worried. What if something's wrong?" You hear this and you're worried too because it's your loved one. So you respond, "Have you checked the cosmetics you're using? Are they okay? I've noticed a lot of people get skin allergies these days. Maybe take a look at that." That response sounds good, right? It's great so far, nothing wrong yet. But then your girlfriend replies, "Oh, come on. My cosmetics cost hundreds of dollars. There's no way they're causing an allergy. It's not that. It must be something else." Now you hear this and respond, "What's going on? You're complaining to me about itching. I offer a suggestion to fix it and you don't listen. Not only that you're getting upset with me, what's that about?" Does this scenario sound familiar? From here, the tension escalates. What started as a small moment of venting turns into both sides getting heated. She gets a bit upset. You get a bit upset. And eventually you're both arguing. Dear friends, the guy in this scenario might seem wise at first glance, but in reality, this kind of communication is not wise at all. You might be surprised, but based on my real-life experience, I can tell you that communicating like this guy is quite foolish. So, based on my communication experience, here's what I do. When someone like my partner confides in me about a problem they're facing, I ask this question first. First, I acknowledge them to show empathy, and then I say, "Do you want me to just listen? Or do you need a solution?" If you can say this, it's practically impossible to get into an argument. You're being clear and setting a straightforward path. Why? Because you're asking the other person exactly what they want. Do they just want to share and need you to listen? Or are they looking for a solution? The guy in the scenario didn't realize whether his girlfriend wanted empathy or advice, and he jumped straight to giving advice. That's not wise communication. Remember this, use this phrase in your daily life. When someone shares or vents to you, whether it's a man or a woman, say, "Do you want me to just listen, or do you need a solution?" If they say, "I just need you to listen," then fine, sit there. Listen attentively, ask follow-up questions, and dig deeper. That's what they need. If they say they need a solution, then when you offer one, they can't get mad or argue with you. This is just a psychological tactic. By asking this question, you force them to clarify what they want. Often they might not even know whether they want to be heard or need a solution. Your question makes them think and choose one of the two options, and then you proceed based on their choice. If they choose to be heard but later demand a solution, you can say, "Wait, you told me earlier you just wanted me to listen." This helps them adjust their behavior. I'm telling you, if you use this tactfully, you can't possibly get into an argument. And this doesn't just apply to romantic relationships. Let me give you another example of how to use this powerful phrase when talking to your boss or colleagues. Before we move on, I'd like to ask for your help. Please hit the like button below this video if you enjoy it, or the dislike button if you don't. Be honest, this is really meaningful to us. I rely on the like and dislike data to improve and to make future videos better. If you notice our later videos are better than the earlier ones, you've played a part in that through your likes or dislikes. Now imagine your boss is talking to you and venting. Lately, the company's performance has been declining. The staffing situation is a mess. What's your reaction when you hear your boss vent like this? Don't rush to give advice or solutions that's a recipe for disaster. Know your place. You're in a junior position, so you can't just advise your boss. And definitely don't say, "So do you want me to listen, or do you need my help?" Tell me. That's a one-way ticket to getting fired. Instead, use a similar phrase but in a different tone. Just listen to your boss, and when they're done, look at them and say, "Is there anything I can help you with, sir?" I guarantee that question will melt any boss's heart. In essence, it's the same as asking, "Do you want me to listen, or do you need my help?" But the latter sounds too authoritative. Use the authoritative version only with peers or those below you. For people of higher status or older age, say, "Is there anything I can help you with?" If your boss needs help, they'll tell you what to do. If they don't, they might say, "No, I'm just venting." When you say this, one possible outcome is that your boss assigns you a task. If that happens to me, I'd be thrilled. I'm someone who doesn't shy away from challenges. If my boss gives me a tough task, it shows they trust me. Don't assume that when a boss assigns a difficult task, they're trying to undermine you. That's not true. They trust you because if the task fails, the boss will face the consequences first. When your boss trusts you like that, if they get promoted, they'll likely promote you to their deputy. But if you always dodge tasks or responsibilities, shying away from challenges, it's hard to get opportunities for advancement. Understand the essence of this. Let's summarize the magic phrase for this first part. For peers or those slightly below, you say, "Do you want me to listen, or do you need my help?" For those older or higher in status, say, "Is there anything I can help you with, sir?" If you use this phrase, the whole world will adore you. Now let's move to the second part. If you're watching this video but suddenly get busy and can't finish it and you want to save it to watch later, it's simple. Press and hold the save button below the video select. Watch later and click Done. When you're free again, open the YouTube app, go to the Library tab, scroll down to Watch Later, and the saved video will be there. Now on to the second experience. Just follow my lead. This powerful phrase is used in environments of debate or discussion settings where arguments and disagreements often arise. How do you handle it so both sides don't get heated or end up yelling in each other's faces? That's wise communication. It's tricky, but if you pay attention, one simple phrase can make any discussion smooth and peaceful. Let me ask you about a real-life scenario. Have you ever had a discussion with your partner, spouse, or colleague that starts off sweet and polite but then escalates? You get heated because they don't listen or cooperate, and soon you're both shouting, arguing, and maybe even not speaking to each other. In some cases, it escalates to outright insults, damaging the relationship. So how do we fix this? It's simple, one phrase. Before diving into any discussion or debate with anyone, say this. Here's my idea. To make this conversation effective, save time, and respect each other, let's set a small rule. When I speak, you have to listen from start to finish without interrupting. When I'm done, you get to speak. Let's respect each other. It's respect. When I say this 100% of the time, the other person agrees. Why? Because I let them speak first, which makes them more likely to accept. I assure you this works every time. After they agree, say, "Okay, I'll go first," and you listen. Let them speak first. This phrase is incredibly powerful, my friends. You have to try it. You're setting a rule for the discussion. The reason people end up yelling is that one person interrupts while the other is speaking. The interrupted person gets furious and the interrupter gets mad too because the other person won't stop talking. That's when things spiral into chaos. If someone interrupts while you're speaking, remind them of the agreement and the conversation becomes much easier because you set the rule from the start. You have to try this. The two experiences I've shared are very easy to apply. For the third part, I'll show you a psychological tactic to get the other person into a state where they'll happily accept your ideas, not reluctantly, but joyfully. To avoid overwhelming you with too much content, I'll save the remaining 3 experiences for the next video. Check the first pinned comment below this video when the next video is out. I'll link it there. For now, I'll stop here. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.